Hey everyone, I just want to, sorry, it's Jerry here from Head of Sales. I just want to weigh in on this whole SalesLoft issue that I've been seeing talked about a lot on LinkedIn. And essentially, what SalesLoft has done is they've got rid of their entire SDR team. So, for those of you not from a SaaS or technology background, an SDR is basically a sales development representative, and usually their job is to do loads and loads of outbound outreach to try and book demonstrations for then account executives or AEs to then do demos of the software. And what SalesLoft has done is it's decided to get rid of the entire SDR team because it says that deals generated from their account executives convert much higher. So I just want to talk about this situation and my thoughts on it. There's some reasonable points on it, and others that I think are just a little bit mad, let's say. So first of all, what is SalesLoft? So SalesLoft is a sales enablement platform. So it uses AI and technology to help sellers identify the high priority leads that they should be looking to try and convert or work with, and also the best performing customers and so on and so forth. So it's looking to try and help sellers identify where they should be focusing their efforts to generate the biggest return and make their lives easier. In a nutshell, it's probably a lot more complicated and fancy as that, but that's as I understand it. And of course, it's quite monumental that basically a sales enablement company has got rid of an entire sales team. So I just want to unpick it a little bit. I think I'm talking about 3 points. It might be four. So let's just see how we get on. So first of all, allegedly their CRO, I've not seen it cited anywhere, but allegedly their CRO has said that he sees a much higher conversion rate from deals generated from his account executives. Now, this to me makes perfect sense. Of course he does, because they've controlled the deal from opening right through to closing. So what he's saying is that but he sees a much lower conversion rate when SDRs have generated an appointment. So I think what he's saying, or what he's implying, is that he thinks that the AEs are going to be continuing to convert at that rate. And instead of having the headcount and the salary overhead of the SDR team, he's just going to use AI to do that function because the AI can just book the appointments and he'll still see a relatively poor conversion rate from those booked appointments. And this is where I think he's been really short-sighted. One could argue that AI may book as many appointments as the SDRs. It's possible, I suppose. I would attest that would only happen from the inbound inquiries. I just don't believe that AI will book outbound appointments, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But what I think is actually going to happen is that AI can cover an awful lot more ground, so it'll be probably much more higher volume than what the SDRs can do. What I think is going to happen is that if the AI is able to book more demos, there'll be a much greater proportion of really crap quality demos going through to the account executives. So if he's unhappy at the moment at the quality of the demos coming from the SDRs, he's going to be even more unhappy at the quality of the demos coming from the AI. And trust me, there's going to be more of them. So where he's actually relatively happy with the conversion rate from the account executives at the moment, that conversion rate is going to go down because they're going to be bombarded with a whole load of crap demos coming from AI-generated bots to people who are not qualified or not actually that interested. So I think actually in the long term, he's really going to have shot himself in the foot, and that good conversion rate that he appears to be enjoying from his AE generated content, AE generated leads. I think he's going to see those conversion rates going down because they're going to be completely bogged down with really crap deals that have been generated by AI. This leads me on to my second point. Why do I believe that deals generated by AI will be crap? Purely, the answer is emotion. Sales is emotion, and this is what all these tech bros keep bloody forgetting about. Sales is about emotion. Sales is about understanding your customer. It's not about blooming pitching all the great things that your software does, and that's what AI will do. It will never be able to generate emotion in the same way as another human can generate. And this is why I'm convinced that the demos generated from AI going on to his account executives will be utter crap in the majority. Okay, now what I think's happened, they're backed by PE. In fact, they had an awful data breach earlier this month, so I bet there's panics in the PE world. Maybe they're I've not looked into it too much, but maybe their share price has gone down or whatever. So PE's gone, right, we need to cut our headcount to save profit. And he's decided, well, we're an AI company. Let's just cut the entire sales team, and that will save a massive overhead on our budget. This is the sort of knee jerk reaction that a lot of big companies make. And I'm seeing a lot of PE companies make it as well. By getting rid of that entire team, it's going to really shoot him in the foot later on. So yeah, he saved an overhead headcount now. But actually, what he would have been better doing is if he's implying that his SDRs are generating crap demos, then invest in your SDRs. Maybe get rid of a few of them who just aren't cutting the mustard, but invest in training for the ones that are decent and could do a good job. Because if you invest in them, they're going to generate much better demos. It's going to be much more efficient, and the AEs will convert more of them. But by getting rid of them to solve a headcount problem and a salary budget problem, really he's just God. I mean, I'm so astounded at it; it's unreal. But he's created a longer term issue that's going to come back and bite him, if not within the next 6 months, certainly within the next year. And I'm talking about this long term thinking, and this is my third point. So it is actually 4 points. This is being talked about widely on social media. Now, I'm not exactly SalesLoft target customer. Generally, I think they go after much larger corporates. But I tell you what, I'll never recommend them again, because what they're it's a third and fourth point that is combined. What they're telling me with that is that their employees are not actually important to them. I don't want to work with a company like that. So I would never be working with SalesLoft, and I'll never recommend SalesLoft to my clients. But the other thing is this obsession companies have with AI and removing humans from the equation. The problem is their customers are humans, and customers want to speak to other human beings. You only have to see the number of people that complain that they can't speak to a human at certain companies on any sort of social media platform to know that people are getting sick and tired of dealing with AI all the time. They just want a human to answer their questions and empathize with them in a way that AI cannot. So what SalesLoft has told me is that not only are their employees not important to them, but neither are their customers. So I'll never be recommending to them. And I suspect with this longer term thinking, on top of getting rid of their whole SDR team, on top of booking really crap demos from AI bots, and therefore their conversion rate that apparently is good from their AEs at the moment going down, I think all in all, in about probably 9 months, they'll have created a perfect storm for themselves. So with the PEs, private equity people's knee-jerk reaction to remove headcount, I suspect they're going to be having even further knee-jerk reactions in 9 months. It's just my take. I could be completely wrong. My ethos is that selling is all about emotion, so they're never really going to persuade me of anything different. But that's just my belief of what is going to happen here at SalesLoft. So yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you found it interesting, and just let me know if you've got any questions.